What is a memorandum? Memorandum, in short, means memo. A memorandum is a short notice usually written by the management to address a certain policy or give a certain announcement or changes in an organization. A memo is a note to a group of people telling them to do something or information or informing them of a new policy. Example, an IT guy sending a reminder that all passwords need to be updated every 60 days. An office manager reminding people to put all dishes in the sink by the end of the day. A CEO explaining a new bonus policy, etc. How to write a good memo? Some of the tips are: make it as short as possible. The memo should not be lengthy because it will be tiresome to read. Most people would want to go through it with the shortest time possible, but acquire all the information. You need to summarize as much as you can. Next is use simple English. You should not use complex language while writing your memo because the readers may end up missing up important points and your memorandum will not have served its purpose. Next is use a captivating heading. The heading of your memo should attract readers. You should be very selective in the words that you use for your heading because that is the first impression that your readers would come across. Others would just read the heading and leave. So it is your responsibility to make them curious to read the rest of the document. Next is avoid simple grammar and spelling errors. You should be very cautious in memo writing because a simple spelling mistake may confuse the intended information that you needed to pass, and there would be chaos, especially if it is a critical matter that affects an organization. You should go through your memo after writing to ensure that everything reads as required. Next is a memorandum writing format. It includes the header. At the top of the page, you should indicate that it is a memo in capital letters. This helps to give identity to your document. Next, it includes the recipient addresses. Immediately after the header, you should write the recipient address. Be official in writing the name of the recipient, whether it is one person or a group of people. The address helps the readers to know whom the memo is being addressed to. When you have more than one recipient, you can use the following format. First, you have to write memorandum in capital letters, then to whom it is addressed, CC, other receivers, then from, your name, date, subject. In this format, the CC will serve to address another recipient that you wish to address apart from your main receiver. Next, the memorandum includes the sender. After the recipient's address, you should indicate where the memo is coming from. Write your name and your position if you have one so that the readers can be able to know you. Next is the date. After writing the sender's name, you should write the date in the right format so that the readers can be able to know when was the memo sent. The date is important because it distinguishes the old and new memos in the notice board. Next is the title. After the date, you should write the title of the memo. In the title, you should indicate what the memo is all about clearly. The title carries a heavy weight in your memo because it should tell the reader what the memo is all about in the shortest words. On the formatting of the heading and the addresses, you should ensure that the content is double-spaced. This helps to improve the clarity of your document. Align all the content to the left side of your page. You should align the date and addresses to the left side of the page. Types of memos. Request memo. In this type of memo, you will be trying to get a favor from a certain person or group of people. You are supposed to use persuasive language to win the hearts of recipients. Next is confirmation memo. This document is written after a certain agreement between two parties. You will be writing just to confirm that you agree to a certain demand. In this type of memo, you should state the terms of the agreement and encourage the recipient to ask for clarification where they did not understand. Next is suggestive memo. This type of writing is written in the case where the management is requesting views from the employees on how to solve a certain problem. You will need to request your readers to give their say about a certain issue and specify how they should forward the suggestions. Next is report memo. This is a memo written after a certain period of time to give an account of the progress. In this memo, body is mainly consistent of values and charts to indicate the progress. Next is informal results memo. This is where you are required to give the results of a certain action. It can be research that was done and people would wish to know about the outcome, or it can be even application that results for various seats in